Born on the 25th of April, 1932, he grew up in Derbyshire, in Ilkeston.
The home we lived in, there was also the surgery, because my father was a doctor. And in those days, pre-health service, he worked every hour of every day. At the age of 7, I was taken out and sent to boarding school, which was a big cultural shock. Well, I played rugby and cricket, and I think my academic side suffered a bit with my sport.
It was at Rydal School in North Wales that Bill first set foot on stage, despite a slightly suspect motivation.
When we went up to the senior school, you had to have a hobby. So I stood there with my friend, and we couldn't decide what to do, but behind us in the hall, there was a group of boys looking pretty idle, and it turned out to be the Dramatic Society. So we joined the Dramatic Society out of a desire to do nothing, for being lazy. I'm afraid it wasn't some brilliant motivation to be a great actor.
Bill would catch the acting bug, but his parents still harboured ambitions he would follow in the family footsteps.
Well, my father was very kind, and obviously his father had been a doctor and he'd been a doctor, and I felt the obligation. He certainly didn't impose it.
But fearing he wouldn't make the grade, he sought another way to make his parents proud.
I decided that if I became an officer, if I got commissioned, that would fulfill the family honour.
And in January 1952, Bill arrived here at Wrexham Barracks, home to the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, and the site of his first 6 weeks' national service. Today he's come back to meet up with the barracks commanding officer and military historian, Colonel Nick Locke.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you too. I'm Bill Roache.
Yeah, Nick Locke. So,
Nick,
welcome to Hightown Barracks.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure some memories coming flooding back.
Oh boy. Going into the army from school was an unbelievable experience. I didn't know who I'd be with, what it would be like. You arrive from school, you do your first 6 weeks at the double, shouted at on the square, made to do this, made to do that. And after 6 weeks, you can wear the uniform properly and you're allowed to go into town. And boy, did you feel great then.
Bill was one of only a few men singled out for the potential leaders platoon. And by the end of the year, he was a fully commissioned officer. But with Royal Welsh Fusilier battalions serving in Asia, there was a certain amount of trepidation as to where he would find himself stationed.
We were told to go to the notice board and we would see where we were posted. 1st Battalion, Royal Welsh Fusiliers, was in Korea, and that was where I thought I was going, and it wasn't a happy thought at all. But eventually, I looked and I saw 2nd Lieutenant William Roache, the Caribbean. I have to confess, I didn't know where the Caribbean was at the time, but I very quickly found out that the 2nd Battalion was posted in Kingston, Jamaica, and that's where I went.
So, Bill, you obviously arrived with the 1st Battalion in Jamaica in January 1953?
53, yeah.
So we've got here a few reminders of that time. This might be of interest as well. So St David's Day, and I don't know whether you remember your first St David's Day in Jamaica, when you would have eaten the leek, the regimental dinner.
Yes, I do remember that. As the junior officer, I had to make a speech and eat the leek to the roll of drums and not stop.
Yeah.
If you didn't complete it, you had to start
absolutely.
again. I remember this party with the Queen. I remember being there because she was fascinated by the regimental goat, that he ate cigarettes.
Yeah, well, two cigarettes ration a day.
We were giving her cigarettes and she was feeding him.
The goat doesn't have cigarettes anymore.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that.
What we've got for you now, actually, is somebody who served with you in Jamaica and has come in today and is very excited about meeting you, and we'll go over to the mess now and you can meet him and reminisce about old times.
Oh, how wonderful.